Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. So first, let me raise the volume a little bit because it's kind of disappointingly low. And here we are. Okay, so back before we were fixing the last section of our city that was still alive, which is Vooperis Park. We still have some issues such as, well, a kind of a mess transit system was left behind because well, we weren't planning on what happened. We weren't planning on the entire city being destroyed. So there's a little bit of improvement we can do, but we are actually making money, which means we can add some luxuries to the... I don't know whether to call it a town or city. We're gonna call it a town right now because it's pretty darn tiny. We still have people abandoning houses, but it seems like the amount of people moving in is counteracting that, which is very nice. We don't have to worry about serious problems right now, just a few small ones. Let's see what's going on when it comes to garbage. We're having some trouble. We have one incinerator. We're gonna put down a second one because we are not getting rid of enough trash. Now, when it comes to garbage, we need to make sure we do things right. Well, basically everything right now. People are so fed up with everything that our population could start dropping very quickly if we don't play this correctly. And we're so far into the game that the services are all required and we have the population of a new city, which makes balancing our budget slightly challenging. Thankfully, we popped up another movie theater last time, and that allowed us to keep our citizens pretty happy. I mean, we kept the land value up. We prevented the mistakes that were made a few times in an attempt to save the city. It took me a good 3 tries to save this much. Every other time, everything just collapsed because of land value, but I learned a lot about saving a city that's about to collapse. It's a nice skill. It'll be useful someday. Totally. So looking at the city, it actually looks pretty nice considering half of it was destroyed before and everyone was abandoning their buildings. We really have come back from the brink of, well, complete bankruptcy. And now we have serious traffic problems to show for it. A very long road that just kind of winds all the way around. Goes into a weird highway split. And then goes around the loop-de-loop. It's terrible, I know. It was never designed to be used in this way. And that's the only way I can justify how bad it is. I don't even think this is a highway. Oh, geez, it isn't. That's just depressing. See, now they can at least speed up. Yeah, that's, that, I don't even know why that's not highway. This should all be highway. I know the network extensions mod got an update, so that may be why it freaked out. Yeah, now they can go really fast. That's better. That is much better. Okay. So that should improve the traffic situation slightly. They don't have to slow down at the roundabout. But we still have literally no transportation systems in place. All of the subways were destroyed. All of the bus systems were destroyed. Our train systems were destroyed, and our trains were actually doing a very good job. Our single monorail going down here has been kind of deleted. We had to get rid of a lot of stuff because of maintenance costs. It's a sad truth. Now that the city has rebuilt... Oh, we're still at a lot. I thought we turned the taxes down way more than that. So this is expensive, so we're gonna see if we turn down this. I'm gonna see if we can do this without people getting triggered. I'm going to be honest, we only did this to get the land value up for the people while the disaster was underway. If nobody complains about it, then we can cut a lot of our costs off. That's very useful. And next up, we are going to actually give people their first form of transportation after we fix the largest transportation problem we have, which is that there is only 2 ways to get up here. One way through. So we're going to, I don't know. The 2 is better than the one there was before. I guess we aren't having any serious issues with this yet, but it's just, this is kind of gross. We'll work on it. There will be work done. But at the moment, oh no, we seriously need fire helicopters because these little wildfires are getting really annoying. Okay, so popping back over here, what do we need? There's a lot of things we're missing. Educated workers is a huge one. We're also missing workers in general. Educated workers is because our education system was absolutely annihilated. We have enough for... We don't even have a university anymore, do we? No. Okay, so our city is slowly becoming more uneducated after the entire meltdown. We're going to have to start moving our industry back to raw factories from office zones because we just can't, we can't run like we were before. We're missing so many things. But as I was saying, we have to grab our mass transit systems and plop them down because now is the time we have to fix the problems of the past. Because we really made a bad transit system last time. There's a lot of improvement that can be done. But here we go. The basis for our transit system, a hub and buses. Now that we have this, we can actually pop up the bus stations and delete all of them. What was here? I don't even know what was here. I need something that can go underground. What is actually here? Because we have all these symbols saying that we can't go to these places, but there's nothing actually there. So it makes it kind of challenging. You know, we can't exactly get rid of it. It's really annoying. If we put a road there, can we do it? So let's see, if we put a road there. It's a normal road. Aha, now there's a stop here. So now that there's a stop here, can we just... Yeah. So that's what we have to do. That's gonna be really annoying. There are a lot of stops. Okay, well, we're going to get rid of this one in the same way. It's gonna be slightly expensive, though. We have to move this. Not enough money. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This was put in a bad spot anyway. How much is it gonna cost? 13,000. Jeez. Okay. Well, never mind. We're not going to bother with that for a while. So we're going to begin creating bus lines. The first one is going to go to all of the industry. Maybe not, because we're being forced to go this way. So the first one will go to all the office zones. What you want to do is you want to get your groups of people. Why is it being so dumb? I'm not understanding. These are two-way roads, man. You can take a left here. Why do you want to go all the way around like that? I don't understand. You know, we'll just encircle the entire work area. That'll make it happy, won't it? There we go. Look at that. We've got one encircling the work area. And that should give people a good way to get to all the jobs. And now we're going to create one for the most heavily populated area. Prospect Park. Once again, I think we're just going to encircle it. It'll make everyone have an evenly distributed way to get everywhere, and it keeps the amount of stops down, which causes a little bit less congestion. So completing that line, now we're going to make one line for each level. And because this is literally a giant circle, it's not that hard to do. Okay, we're gonna ignore that because we already have that covered. Then we come back around and close it. Then level 2. We'll start here. Go around in a circle. Okay, this wasn't the best designed, I'll admit. I made a slight mistake, but it's not going to kill anything. That's fine. And then we're going to go up here to the 3rd level. So we come in here. So we want to plop that there. I'm going to fix the other one, actually, after I finish this one. Because that was... Oh, no, I've made a horrible mistake. Okay, fix this. Boop. 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 Boop, boop. Go around in a circle. Thankfully, this is one thing the circle design actually works well for. It is not absolute trash for this. It's absolute trash for most of the things, I'll be honest. It looks cool, but for traffic, it is really bad. So this one was broken. So 1 second. So we're going to come in through... What? Where was this to? Is something wrong? What the heck? What was this to? Is this the bottom level? No, the bottom level has one. The top level. This level. I am very confused right now. I don't know what I just deleted. There's one going around here, there's one going... I'm really confused, but I'm just going to leave it. That seems to be fine. Seems like every level's covered, so we're gonna go with it. And now we have buses, and the buses are going to do their job. People are going to be picked up, brought here, and then they're going to be dropped off. Pick up new people, drop them off here. They'll switch lines here to wherever they want to go, and it'll take a ton of traffic off of the roads, which is super important because our traffic situation is getting deadly. Yeah, because once traffic gets really bad, ambulances, fire trucks and stuff, none of them can actually do anything. And as you can see, people are actually using these stops. It's good. People are actually using them. It is not a waste of money. Like 90% of the stuff we make in this city. Okay, so it seems like we have a lot of people actually waiting at the stops. Every stop seems to have a good amount. That's good. That means that we've done a good job of creating a public transit system. We're going to see people switching lines. And each person is one car off the road. That's being a little bit generous, but yeah. We're starting to clear up the traffic. That's good. Very good. Because a really important area like this has to be working well for us to expand into areas like this. We want the traffic to be low. Like, really low. We've had so many traffic issues. Yeah, so Vooperis Park has its own traffic system. Now, we can go about expanding the city in a few ways, but I think the most important thing to do is going to be start repairing this and building a highway system, which we lacked the first time around. It would have been really useful to have one, because it kind of murdered a lot of things. Evacuation was not easy. Just general rebuilding was made impossible by the fact that all of the roads we had were kind of clogged up and we didn't know where they were going. So when we cut roads, we didn't know what we were doing. We were kind of going blind. That's okay though, because we are going to slowly fix our mistakes. Actually, we're at about 17,000 people now, which is good. That means that we are now at 1/3 of our previous size. And it's only Vooperis Park. Vooperis Park is sitting at 10,000. Prospect Park is sitting at 7,000. Rosewood Hills is sitting at 180. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm going to admit it. We are not doing too terribly. Now, of course, my favorite part of the city, Train Park, Franklin Square, Tsunami Flats, and the industrial area connected to Tsunami Flats were all destroyed. We had built this entire continent specifically to hold the biggest part of the city, but Vooperis Park seems to be filling in the shoes of that entire section quite well. And thankfully, too, without it, this series would kind of be over right now. Because of this, though, we're going to have to look into expanding Vooperis Park. A lot of the space here isn't used when it really should be. Considering the amount of people we have here, it's just more efficient to keep things packed together right now instead of introducing extra complexity with bridges and stuff going over here. Also, if there's a natural disaster, I don't want it to be like before where half the city's wiped out. Heck, if it manages to aim at our main city, then fine, I'll take the loss. But I don't want to have to micromanage 80 places at once right now. Maybe later, not right now. We just got through that, and it wasn't fun. So now what I'm doing is just plotting out a very, very rough new section of the city. Just the outline, and then we're going to fill it in and give it all of its zoning. This is extremely expensive landscaping, which is really annoying because we put up these defenses to help against the tsunami, but in the end, they did save a lot of people, but they're so expensive to get rid of. We had millions of dollars on hand when we made them. I was not planning on getting so low on cash. Somehow, though, we're doing fine financially now. I don't know how. We really pulled off a miracle in this series. That disaster should have knocked us out. Oh, so we still have our loans, which are very expensive. We should probably go for paying them off. That would be a good idea at this point. Because then if an emergency occurs, we'll at least have somewhere to get some money. So right now, money is tight. Looking at Vooperis Park right now, there are clear issues, but it's doing well considering it's all that's left. And that we had to basically rebuild society on one little island. Things look nice. Life isn't perfect. Education is a huge issue, but once we make a bit of money, we will start solving the problems. And look how many people are using the public transit systems. It's actually kind of crazy. Okay, so popping back over here, we're going to start looking at how we can improve the traffic situation in Vooperis Park. I'm just getting a quick outline. So one issue is that we have a lot of traffic going from here to the industrial area. There's no reason we can't have a bridge across here, except that I didn't. That's the reason. So we're gonna move the hospital over, which is going to be kind of expensive. And we're going to use that to introduce a new bridge. This bridge is going to help people get to work See, people are already using it, and it's been like 2 minutes since it's been put down. Hopefully that didn't break any bus lines. Nope. And now people have another way to get to work, and the garbage trucks and the industrial trucks have a faster way to get to the residential area. Solutions! Yay! The water pumps. I forgot that this is completely self-sufficient now. There is nothing going... Oh, wait. The sewage system. It is so interesting that we made a sewage system so nice that even after a tsunami filled it up, it is able to deal with itself. It completely drained itself. I did not expect that to happen. Half of it's not even being used. This is actually a final solution. I know that it's going to work up to 70,000 people, so we actually don't have to worry about sewage for a long, long time. Honestly, I thought it was over for it once the tsunami went in. That was a ton of water. And of course, we did have to kind of make an emergency pit to fill a bit of water in. But compared to how much water was in it that we weren't able to take care of, it's still impressive. And we can start displacing some water over time to try and get it to evaporate instead of just sitting in a pit. Let's see, if we do this, let's not spend too much on it. We can spend a few thousand. If we just gradually repair this, it'll do the most good. So we'll spend 10,000 on it right now. Maybe 15,000 to get it nice and evened out. So we can see a nice flow of water going out. The reserves are slowly being drained. And don't get worried, this is all going to be taken care of by the evaporation systems that are in place. It's pretty great. This area has been dry for so long that it's actually just grown grass, which is ridiculous. Okay, so let's see how this is doing. Robert Bridge is being used both for walking and for driving. That's nice to know. And we can pay off one of our loans. Albeit the smaller one, but we're going to be able to pay off the bigger one soon too. We are regrowing our economy, which is really important, especially when we want to do city expansion like this. We need to know that if something goes wrong, we will not run out of money. Running out of money is kind of bad. And by kind of, I mean really bad. It's kind of the only way you can lose this game. Just make, yeah. If you need, I consider needing a bailout losing. I never take the bailout option. I consider that cheating. I don't like the bailout system. I will solve the problems myself, thank you. I don't need someone to give me money. And we've managed to do that here. So you can see it's not the cleanest roads ever. It doesn't completely match the shoreline. But yeah, it's terrible. I'm actually going to cut off what I was saying there because it's really bad. Yeah. We're going to undo that. We're going to reformat this because that was really bad. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so instead we're going to make this part first. There we go. Is that a bump? That is a bump. We're going to follow the coast now. So we're going to go right across the beach. Then when we hit here, we're going to keep a slight edge away from the water. Then we'll curve up and meet the center. That looks better, much cleaner. And let's see what I can do here for traffic reasons. There, that's not bad. Okay, so if we can cut that off, we can pull it up to here. And we can begin expanding the city that easy. Okay, maybe it wasn't that easy, but it's something. It is progress, and it is far due. Far overdue. Jeez. Okay. You know, I really have to practice that thing called talking because it's like 90% of the video. Okay, so now we're going to go up to here, and we're going to finish that off. And we're getting a new grid going. Wow. How original. No, but really, grids work very well for high-density traffic because you don't have to reach the end of the road to do a turn, which saves everyone a lot of time. Now, we're getting a little bit wide here. Obviously, with the grid system, that's not going to be a giant problem. It won't really waste space. Okay, we can do that at least. That's a bridge. Why is it a bridge? Is there any real reason for it being a bridge? Does it just feel like being a bridge? Yeah. Okay, so what we'll do, there's a slight incline, so we're gonna get that smooth tool. Smooth things out. Will it still be a bridge? No. Gives us a little bit more space. Do. Okay, and then we just do bam, bam, and huge new section added to the city. We can go all the way through this, but we're gonna start with this and start filling these in because we have a lot of industrial demand. So we're going to be careful when doing this because we're gonna want to put some of it towards residential as well, probably like here on, because we want there to be residential to each side so that they all go to work here, and then we can split the traffic in half. Strategy is good. So we're gonna bring it up to, we don't want them too close to them either. They don't like pollution. The offices don't really mind. So there we go. We're going to do that for an expansion. And let's see the water system. Yes, we are going to have to expand it a little bit. But it's going to be a simple change. Hook it up so that if there's an earthquake, everything won't die. And set it up for when we actually do this. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, we'll just do a connection there and there. Bam! That is perfect. And now we're going to have, for the first time, growth. Actual, tangible growth we can see with our eyes. Are people abandoning their homes? I see a dropping population. I'm not sure if it's due to this being dumb. I don't know why this is zoned. We're going to unzone you for the time being. But there's lots of new job opportunities on the island, and that's going to extremely benefit the people here and push us towards a little bit more growth. Second thing is going to be education. How much do we have left on this loan? We should really pay this off, but at the same time, I want the people to be happy. So we're going to do something to increase the productivity of these. So our education progress is not actually as bad as I thought it was. A lot of these are actually getting educated people, but our education system is still extremely flawed in that there aren't enough elementary schools, so not enough people are going to high school, which is leading to a slowly dropping population of smart people. So we're going to fix that. We're going to educate them. So we're going to plop a school. We want to do this without hurting the population, which that is challenging. Especially to not hurt the population of children, because they hate school. No, I'm joking. We're just going to push out the coastline a little bit, which is probably going to be more expensive than the school itself. There we go. And then we're going to do a double school here, actually. That's going to bring our education ability almost to where it needs to be. But we're going to give a school to the people over here who are too far away from a good education. Here we go, and this is a super busy road too, so it's a great idea. I'm not too worried about that right now, but we're still lacking educated workers. I know, guys, calm down. You don't need educated workers for a pharmacy. What are you saying? So we can actually see buildings upgrading because of the level of education going up. As you can see, even though we have a ton of like movie theaters and stuff, they are not all upgraded. Which, yeah, they want education, and we're going to give it to them because it's going to keep them happy. So now here is what we have to plop down next. A high school. We're going to plop it down on this side because this side is furthest away. And we'll put it next to the movie theater so all the kids after school can just go and watch a movie. What this is going to do is going to push one more wave of upgrades across the city. I can hear them. Not a ton. We were very close to having enough high school ability anyways. Okay, we're having trash problems again. We can deal with that. Okay, so let's improve our jeez, not again. Okay, that's fine. Improve our trash abilities. There we go. Trash is expensive to deal with, but these do make power, which is useful. Not a ton, but for such a small island, it is very beneficial to have. This new grid of roads is also going to lead to a little bit improved transportation. Okay. Why did people stop there? Oh, pedestrians? Okay, so let's do one last thing before we stop the video, which is put down the mother of all education. We're going to look into creating a university of technology, technically, but a university nonetheless. Well, it's the best kind of university, so I don't think anyone's going to be complaining. Also, we have more industrial demand, so we're going to bring it down to here. We need to get them a harbor or a rail station to get their freight out at some point. I'm not saying at this moment, but it's going to have to be done soon. Okay, so moving back to where we were, what was I doing? Education. University of Technology. We're going to plop it right where all of the people live. Actually, we could put it next to the elementary schools. Or, how about right here? We don't bulldoze many buildings. It's really close to the most populated area, but it also gives the rest of the city. Or we could put it near the offices, actually, because then the offices will upgrade too. The people won't care about the distance, really. Let's do that. That looks nice. Then we won't lose any population from it. So this should make people very happy. Their education level should... University... 18 out of 100, really? Oh, 77. Here we go. This is going to go up. Good. And people are now upgrading their buildings too. Is that full level? Yes, full level. So, it looks like we are bringing Vooperis Park back to its peak. It's going back to the best it can be. Which is important, because it's all we have left. It's all that's left. Looks like people are very much enjoying the vestibule area. Their single touristy area there. Very nice. We have so many upgrades in this industrial area because they're having a fun time. They're like, yes, so many workers. And we're on an island, so they have to work for us. But it looks like we are doing well. With education coming back, we're going to be able to push the office district back down. We'll keep this wedge industrial to meet the demands of the commercial area. And then we will put up a harbor here to send away freight. It will be great, and we will do it all next time. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this episode of Cities Skylines, and I will see you all next time. Bye.